Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on day 2 of GitHub Universe 2023. We are broadcasting live from San Francisco, and if you saw the wave of news coming out of yesterday's sessions, then you can confidently expect that we've got another big day in store coming up. But first off, my name is Christina Warren. I'm a senior developer advocate at GitHub. I love developer conferences, even though speaking at them sometimes makes me lose my voice.
And I'm Anawan Simmons, a staff engineering manager here at GitHub. And I have my voice so far, but you never know. We have a long day of things to share with you. Now, Christina mentioned what a big day one we have here at the Yerba Buena Center for the Arts. And just in case you missed anything, let's take a look back at the biggest and best moments from yesterday.
Today is the day I've been waiting for the last 8 months. Today, what we will do on the stage, how we will build, what we will launch, it will redefine the essence of software development itself. AI is now the electricity powering the home for the world's developers. In just a short time, the pair programmer that started it all has evolved, expanded, and transformed GitHub into the AI-powered developer platform.
Now, Copilot Chat is coming to wherever you are. Now, we're integrating Copilot directly into GitHub.com.
Please join me in welcoming the CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella.
The most exciting thing that I think everyone in this room gets to participate in, which is change their organization, help their organization achieve next level of transformation and productivity.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a great GitHub Universe.
Not bad for a first 24 hours of an event, right? And whether you were watching online or from home, we loved hearing from you. Just look for @GitHub on Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn, and @GitHub Universe on the app formerly known as Twitter. Let's take a look at what else is happening on social media right now.
Wow, look at this. We have a total collection of people from all around the world. We got Italy, we got Canada, we got Brazil. GitHub Universe is an international live stream show where people around the world are watching, but people are here from around the world, and that is so, so cool. And look, we have our own Mish Manners, who unfortunately is not here at Universe, but she's kind of here at Universe. It's an interesting little thing, right? So many cool things are happening on social media. Wow. Keep sharing, by the way, at GitHub Universe. That's the hashtag. Now, it's not just social media where you can get involved and get in touch with Universe. Also, check out GitHub Issues, where there's a dedicated section that is all Universe all the time. And speaking of non-stop Universe, let's take a look at what's on tap for today. Just like yesterday, everything you'll see today is built around the 3 key focus areas of this event. And those 3 tracks are AI, security, and DevX. And again, I think that like we said yesterday, AI is really eating the world. It's just something that is so powerful, becoming such a key part of how we build software. And of course, if you have AI building your software, you also have to secure it.
That's right.
And make sure that your developers have the tools they need to really unleash the power of software to the world.
No, I think that's great. And it was interesting. We were having some conversations with some folks yesterday who were pointing out that when you think about developer experience, the developer experience might be different based on if you're building something for an AI or for a regular developer.
That's right.
And so those are really important things to think about too. And so I love how all of this intersects.
Absolutely.
Now, Anwan, when you're looking over the material for day 2, because we've got so much stuff here on the live stream, what session or sessions are you really looking forward to?
You know, there's so many cool things that are in the schedule. I'm having to even look at my notes to keep up because there's so many cool things. But one thing that I really liked was that ARM is talking about building the autonomous vehicle of the future.
Yeah.
I'm really keen about self-driving cars. I like the idea of one day hopping into a car and it just knows where to take me because it knows my schedule. And I think the intelligent autonomous vehicle is really going to be a really cool part of the future. What about you, Christina?
I mean, there's so many good things. One thing I do want to highlight, because this is actually going to be taking place on the live stream right before lunch, is Martin Woodward is giving our annual Octoverse report.
Of course.
So Octoverse 2023.
Yes.
And so this is going to give the latest insights of what our trends have shown of what our developers have been doing for the last year.
So cool.
But there's a lot of AI involved.
Yeah, I love Martin's report. He does it every year at Universe, so that is a not to be missed session. And of course, everyone watching today's live stream is at home or at the office, or you're obviously busy. So if you missed something today, don't worry. The good news is that every single Universe session is going to be available on demand 2 hours after it wraps up here at the YBCA.
That's right. If there's a session that you missed or a session that you want to share with your team, just go to githubuniverse.com. You can find everything there on demand, and everything from yesterday is already there and ready to watch. But obviously, you can't watch it now because we've got a big keynote coming up in just a couple of minutes. And second of all, because right now we are going to our mobile host with the most, Mr. Damian Brady, Damo, who is at the Theater Arch as we speak. Damo, how are you?
I am doing really well. It is a bit brisk out here. Thanks, Christina. My name is Damian Brady. I am one of the team of the developer advocacy team at GitHub. And yeah, I'm out here a little bit freezing. It's going to warm up. It's a beautiful day, beautiful sunny day. You can see people behind me just starting to, just starting to come in and get lined up to go in to see the day 2 keynote, which will be undoubtedly just as exciting as day 1. So day 1 is all about, the announcements and the new cool stuff. Day 2, we're going to talk a little bit more about the whole developer experience, is my understanding. So I'm outside the Arch. We've got another day of heaps of activities. I can see the Airstream with the coffee behind me. There's a few people I recognize over here, and I'm actually going to go over and have a chat to some of these guys wearing these amazing red jackets. Just going to make sure I don't run into people. Can I interrupt you guys just for a second and maybe give you some swag? Firstly, I just wanted to ask for everybody at home, you're all wearing these matching red jackets, right? Can you tell us a little bit about what they are and why you're here? Oh, here we go.
Okay, so we are GitHub campus experts, and so we partner with GitHub at our local universities to organize events, and so we mainly focus on learning in public and organizing inclusive events. And we partner with GitHub where they provide us with resources so that the students can get some resources, like for example hosting a website where they need an annual subscription. Instead, they can just take a trial from the student developer pack, which is a GitHub partner, and just try out those resources.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I've met several of you before at events, which is fantastic that you're here. What are you looking forward to in particular, especially for the day 2 keynote? I see everybody's got their all access passes. What are you looking forward to the most for day 2 keynote? Have you seen what's going to be on there?
I don't know what's going to be on, but at least I know it's going to be an amazing experience because I got to reach out to the new functions they are launching, and the displays were wonderful, and it's just exciting, everything. So
that's awesome. All right, so I'm going to start by giving some prizes to you. I might do that off camera just to make sure that you get your stuff. Firstly, just to let everybody at home know, I'm going to be giving these little guys away and some prizes away. I'll start with you. I've got a few of these at home, but for the moment, I think we're going to go back to the studio. We've got some very special guests, I think, coming up. Let's see what's happening over there at the studio, and Han-Wan and Christina.
Thank you, Damo, and we're going to check back in with you later, but now we are joined by the main attraction during yesterday's opening keynote, the CEO of GitHub, Mr. Thomas Domke. Thomas, hey, welcome.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. Okay, so yesterday, your keynote on, had a ton of information, a cavalcade, if you will, of info about Copilot. And there were so many announcements. Now, I know that picking your favorite is like a Sophie's Choice. It's like picking your favorite child. But I'm going to ask you to do it. What was your favorite announcement from yesterday?
Well, first of all, I would say I wasn't the main attraction. Copilot was the main attraction.
Okay, all right,
and
fair.
So Copilot is my favorite thing. I think if I had to pick one of the announcements from yesterday, it would be Copilot Workspace, because it shows where we're heading into what future we're going. And I think it's incredibly exciting to have this bridge between a GitHub issue and a GitHub pull request, helping people to onboard to a new project, kind of figure out where do I have to make my changes? And even if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter because I'm still in full control as a developer.
No, I think that's a great point. The fact that I think we need to think about this a lot, right? Because it is a co-pilot. It is not doing it for you.
Correct.
And that's a great thing, but it can certainly be a great assistant.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Thomas, a year ago, we were at Universe, right? And so much has happened since then. There's been these quantum leaps in AI, and obviously it's a big topic just all across the industry. What do you think is going to happen in the next 12 months? What are you looking forward in the next year of AI?
Yeah, predicting the future is always great because next year we're going to be here and you're going to tell me how wrong I was. I think we're heading, iteratively closer to this world where AI will be part of every step of the developer lifecycle. We will be having, more assistants, more co-pilots available to us in every part, in every step that we're doing, not only as software developers, but really as professional workers and as humans. I can already see a world where I can just tell, ChatGPT, I want to book my spring break trip with my family, and it gives me a couple of options, and I just pick one, and I'm done, and I don't have to go to the airline webpage and to the rental car webpage and the hotel webpage. So I think we're going, step by step closer to that world where AI is assisting us.
Absolutely, and I love that way that you frame it as it's assisting us. I think people often wonder, is it AI, is it developer? But I think that the real power is what can AI and developers do together? That's where the magic happens.
Absolutely, it's all a co-pilot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. I do have a question for you. This is off script, so because this is just what we're doing. We've been asking people, what is the weirdest or most most bizarre question that you've asked an AI recently?
Ooh, the most bizarre question. I don't know. There's this example. So I, often go to dinners with startup founders and enterprise customers, and every now and then my team tells me you have to take one person from the team, and I wanted to say, it's like and I couldn't figure out what's the word is, and then I went into ChatGPT and it's like, what do you call a person that you bring on a date that makes sure everything stays kosher? And it's like, your wingman. I'm like, no, that's not what I meant. More like a different word, and it says chaperone, and I was like, that's exactly what I needed. So it's actually super helpful for people where English is a second language, or other languages are the second language, to just also ask those questions to kind of come to that word, and the power really is that you have a second question, a third question, and it knows what you asked before.
No, I think that's a great point, right? Great example, and I'm glad that it was able to help you figure that out. But B, I think that is one of the things that makes things like Copilot so interesting, is that it's not just a one and done. It's taking that context based on the answer and saying, no, I want it more like this. Or can you take this code that you've given me and convert it into this?
Yeah, and I love when it then says, I apologize that I gave you the wrong answer, and then it tries to kind of figure out what the right answer is. And so you can really explore topics with it, reason what you want to do, and get to the point where you have the right answer.
I love
Absolutely. I have another off-the-script kind of question. In the run-up to GitHub Universe, you really called out that you're a skeptical German, right? You're talking about languages, but that you're not selling Kool-Aid here, right? You really see this, and it is this great quantum leap forward. In what ways does your German skepticism play into how you're a CEO, right? I think that's actually your superpower, that you bring a skeptical eye to decision making.
Yeah, if you go back to 2020 and GP3 back then, I think it was not very obvious that you could just go there and ask it to write a Python method.
Right.
And I think in my head I was like, how does it know whether it's Python or JavaScript, and what the syntax is, and where the parentheses go, and the colons and semicolons and all that stuff? And because it's not a compiler, it doesn't have the language tree built into it and knows all the commands. It is a neural network similar to our brains, or like a virtual model of our brains, I guess. And so that was, the skepticism I had. Is like, are we actually at that point where we can build a real product about this, or are we just dreaming, of a prototype? And often it's easy to just have something that works 80% of the time, and the remaining 20% is the hardest amount of work. So I think that's the skepticism that we and me originally had, and then we took step by step, and I showed the paper yesterday where we got to the point where we're like, we're moving forward.
That's right. You heard it here, folks. When Thomas says that it's legit, you can trust it.
No, I love that yesterday when you were showing off that paper and kind of going through the aha moment. Seems like the team had, okay, we are in a place where we can really do this. But it's still, just to me as a primarily end user, so amazing how far we've come in just those 2.5 years. What if you want to pretend, where do you think we might be in 2.5 years from now? I'm just gonna again ask you to prognosticate.
Yeah. I think, the amount of code that is written by Copilot is going to steadily increase. We went from the very early days when the preview launched at about 20% or so of the code written in those files where Copilot is enabled. We announced in February that we're now at 46%, and for some languages, it's as high as 62%. And so I think that amount of, the percentage will increase over the coming years. Giving developers more time, to focus on the creativity and stay in the flow. And so I think, we're heading more into this future where we control the AI to get our, code written, to get our code reviewed, to explain code to us, to find security vulnerabilities. Alison and Kadesha yesterday showed how to write test cases, and I think that's super powerful because if you think about, writing unit tests to a method, it is like very programmatic. Is like empty string and null string and long string and string with weird characters in it, and maybe you have like an emoji in it as well, and you go to like the schema in your head, and often we forget a case, and it's really cool to go to Copilot and say, hey, write me a test class, and then can actually say, well, give me more tests, give me even more tests. You can kind of iterate with it, and to the point you're like, okay, I have enough now. Go and take a break, Copilot.
I mean, which is nice, right?
Yeah.
No, and I love that because one of the things I also appreciate about Copilot, as you said, unit tests, but also even things like comments, right?
Yeah.
Because these are things that we should all be doing all the time, and we don't.
Yeah.
And even if you need to make some changes and make some adjustments, having something that's automatically kind of forcing you in a way to do the right things, I think gives us better code overall.
Absolutely.
The real fun is that you write a feature and then very fast you can see how it works, right?
Yes.
That's how we all got into coding,
Yes.
that you could just write a little bit and something appears on the screen, and all the other stuff around this, like documentation, testing, scanning and fixing linter errors, that is all like the boring part of it.
Right.
And so I think, we want to get back to that playfulness that software development all had on us when we started as developers.
No, you're exactly right, because I know for me, like, that was why I fell in love with the web. I could build something and immediately see it.
Correct.
And as things get more complex, like we've gotten further away from that, but Copilot really does let you have that ability again.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I think that getting away from, building software is hard. It's so, there's syntax things that you can do wrong, and there's so many ways that you can go wrong. And getting something working is like a huge way to feel good about it. But then you're right, all the other, I need to make sure this is secure. I make sure that this performs well. But Copilot can help you lift that load, right? Get into the joy of programming. Now, you've been at a number of these Universe events. What so far has been, what are some of those aha magical moments that you've had at Universe 2023?
I think my biggest thing every year at Universe is like the meeting with developers, meeting with our customers, and seeing their excitement, getting their feedback. But really, like, a lot of folks this year have been incredibly excited. It's also beautiful outside, we have the blue sky and the sun. We got lucky again. But there's really a lot of excitement from developers about Copilot, about all the AI features that we have announced, and about meeting Hubbers, our GitHub employees here at the event, getting together with them, talking about GitHub in the past year and GitHub in the next year.
Absolutely.
All right, so day 2 has a packed schedule, just like yesterday. Before we go find our seats for the keynote, are there any sessions today that you're really excited about?
I think the keynote, the day 2 keynote, is really exciting to me. We have a bunch of other announcements that we haven't made so far. There's also things happening, on the web, on social media. We just, shipped new features on GitHubNext.com from our GitHub Next team, things that we couldn't pack into the keynote yesterday. And so I encourage folks to just follow along on the broadcast, on the keynote, and through all the sessions.
You're the best.
Amazing, Thomas. It's always a joy to see you. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Now, we're already over halfway done with our pre-keynote show. There's just 13 minutes until the curtains go up in the YBCA Theater, and Damo is out mingling with some of those people waiting for the show to start. Damo, what's going on with you out there?
Yeah, I am outside where it's still quite cold. Look, my producer told me it was going to be 50 degrees today. I'm Australian and I thought that was super hot, but it turns out that's Fahrenheit, which is a whole different thing. Look, I am outside an area we're calling the chalets. Now, there's some meetings that go on in here during the day. This one in particular, they're using to record podcasts. But as well as that, if you are in the area, like if you are actually at the event in person, they are recording some things for Ronald McDonald House. Now, this is from the social impact team at GitHub. They're going to be recording, really short poems, short stories, and things like that to pass on to the Ronald McDonald House. And they're looking for people to come in, do that quick read, they'll record it. Thank you very much. If you're a hubber, we'll kind of match that with Benevity as well. And we'll pass them on to the families in need at the Ronald McDonald House, which is super cool. Now, they're doing that between 2 and 4:30 p.m. today. So if you get towards the end of the day and you feel like you want to kind of give back, that's a great thing to do. All right, now we are sitting out here. There's a lot of people coming past. There's even some breakfast bacon being passed around, I'm hearing, which I'm going to hunt down in a little bit. I have seen a lot of people streaming past. We might actually see if we can give some stuff away again. Hopefully nobody's going to say no. Can I stop you for a second and maybe give you some free swag?
Well, I mean, I have access to lots of swag as a hubber.
Oh,
but I will never say
that's
no to
fine.
free swag.
I need to use my microphone. Yeah, that's fine. I think you were saying that you're a hubber, but you can absolutely have free swag, right?
I mean, who is going to say no to awesome GitHub free swag? I mean, look, I'm like all hubber swagged up already.
Now, somebody did say no yesterday. All right, we're going to do one question. You have to get it right or wrong. Okay. I'm going to read you a name, and you have to tell me if it's an octopus species or the name of one of my aunts.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
May or may not actually be my aunt. All right. Berenice, Berenice.
That sounds like an ant name.
It's not. It's an octopus. But you hit the quota, which was 0, so you still win the prize. Here is your little trophy. Hang on.
I appreciate this. Everyone is a winner style.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and we'll get you your prize.
I will lift up my my wrong answer cup in victory.
Awesome. We're going to go back to the studio just before the keynote. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Damo. And yes, lift up the victory trophy indeed. Now, for those of you planning the rest of your day, here's what to expect over the next 8 hours. So, right after the keynote is part 3 of the Universe Awards. And keep in mind, you can also vote on the Audience Choice Award online right now. But you're going to want to check out the newest superstars in open source. And that's going to be directly followed by a session at 10:15 featuring engineers from Infosys about the way that they use GitHub to ensure the best possible developer experience for their software engineers. And like we all know, the better your org is at creating a positive developer experience, the better your org will be at, creating things.
I see what you did there, Christina.
Yeah.
Bravo. Now, I'll be at that session, Christina, because coming up after that at 11:15 is a session from ARM about the work they're doing in the automotive sector and the clever ways they've used GitHub to innovate faster than ever before.
And then after lunchtime here on the West Coast is a panel discussion that might be worth some note-taking, because this is about how to get your company to green light the AI tools that you need and want to use. And so, yeah, definitely take some notes on this. This is going to be a panel made up by senior leaders from several different companies, and it's a topic that almost all of us are going to have to, broach at some point, which is how do we get the tools that we are going to need that are the future paid for by our companies. Oh, yeah. And then that's going to be followed by a second panel led by GitHub's Chief Information Security Officer about how to keep your innovation running at max speed without making the types of mistakes that can lead to a breach.
Absolutely. You do not want to be the developer that made the commit that led to a breach, right? So, wow. I know we said this yesterday, but that is a lot of content.
Yeah.
And everything we just listed only covers the first 2/3 of the day. But we're not the only ones excited. There's some deep conversations already well underway online, including, and here's someone who spotlighted our own Thomas, who was just here with us.
He was just here with us.
And one thing I love about Thomas is that when he introduces himself, he says, I am a developer. And I love that Thomas always brings that developer mindset to what he does at GitHub and how he leads GitHub. And I really like the fact that, and Thomas mentioned this, that so many developers that he has come into contact with has shared how Copilot is truly revolutionizing what it is to be a developer. It's changing the entire game in software development. Yeah.
I totally agree. And I love how he always, again, we're redefining what it is. Also, this was a great tweet from Layla, who says, that they have, the FOMO is real. We are very sorry you couldn't be with us, but be sure to join us next year. Also, remember that you can get involved and stay in touch with everything Universe by checking out at GitHub Universe on Twitter, and then we are at GitHub on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all that good stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, we have demo again.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, you guys, look, we have just a few minutes before the keynote begins, so we've asked Damo to join us off the streets.
Yeah, it's much warmer in here. Thank you for inviting me in.
I was going to
appreciate
say,
it.
it is a little bit chilly out.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's not 50 degrees, I can tell you that. Look, the ways which GitHub has been built as a platform, yeah, for every developer doing every type of development, it's amazing, I think. And I think we're going to see some of that in that first keynote, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely. You know, I'm really interested in hearing more about this core topic that is on the minds of technology leaders in every type of company. How do I modernize my infrastructure and shift left in the era of AI? And this is a question whether you're at a cloud-native enterprise or your digital transformation has just barely started. What are the things that you two are looking forward from this session?
Yeah, look, for me, DevX, honestly, the foundation of innovation. I talk about this a lot on stage, usually when they let me on one. This is kind
so
of
modest. You're on stage a lot.
I'm on stage a bit.
You're on stage a
They
lot.
let me inside sometimes. All of the developer experience really has this like flow-on effect of, if the developers are happy, they build better software.
Yeah.
They're not context switching as much. We saw yesterday, Anwan, in that video you had with Nicole Forsgren.
Yeah, that's so good.
Right. Yeah,
It's amazing. It talks about all of that kind of developer experience leading to ultimately better software, happier customers, and look, more revenue for companies even, right?
Absolutely.
No, I mean, absolutely. I mean, to that point, when we talk about, increasing developer productivity, that really does mean that you have to provide a better developer experience, because to your point, that's how you are going to have people, that's going to lead to a direct revenue growth, right? Absolutely. And so it's one of those things, I think a lot of times, some people are quick to diminish the importance of DevX. It's sort of like design. People are quick to diminish how important it is, not realizing that when you do it the right way,
that's right,
it's going to actually improve everything.
For sure, totally. And I think that the DevX experience that you're talking about, like design, we often don't realize how powerful it is until it's done really, really well. It's just like with smartphones, right?
Yeah.
People really didn't understand how powerful smartphones could be until Apple, with the iPhone, really built this amazing platform. And I think that DevX is a way that people can get engineers to have a greater experience building software. I know as an engineering manager, when I help people get into that flow state, when I help them have short feedback loops, when I help them have cognitive load levels that are manageable, then you just unlock the natural potential that is within humans. And I think that often so many software companies just don't take the time to invest in this, and they have all these headwinds against them, and they often don't know why. Why are we not shipping the way that we feel that we should be?
And it's because you might not be prioritizing the right things.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to hear from you, because you've been like the man on the street. You've been talking to so many people, yesterday and even this morning. What's the feedback been like from the attendees? And has there been anything that has been announced so far that has really, kind of captured everybody's imagination?
Yeah, I think honestly, just the kind of growth of where the AI lives is the biggest thing that people are seeing. The number of people I've spoken to in the last, even in the last 6 months, who are, they use Copilot, that's fine, but then for larger answers, they will sometimes go out to ChatGPT and other tools like that and paste in a chunk of code and say, hey, can you help me do this with that code, right? Having that, coming back to the developer experience, having that right alongside where you are, right in that editor, is a game changer. But as well as that, not just in the editor, expanding it to the other places that we live. So I spend a lot of time in the terminal.
Yes, as do I.
I remember when I joined a company that was using Git, I forced myself to use the command line, so I knew what was happening. What's this, maybe 10 years later, I still don't actually know what's happening, but I can use the command line, right? But having those tools right alongside you, we haven't seen it too much demoed, but one of the tools that I use is the Copilot CLI tool.
Yeah.
Which is super powerful.
No, I mean, that's one of my favorites too, because again, you were literally taking that natural language that we use other places, but now putting it in a place where sometimes it's really verbose and it's really difficult to know exactly what syntax you need to be entering.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to write an FFmpeg script.
I was going to say FFmpeg is the one.
That's my go-to one, and that was actually the first thing I ever tested with the Copilot CLI, and it works. And I was like, okay, you know what? Game on, because if you can do that, then game on.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, and when you've been in engineering for a while, right? You're a programmer by background.
That's right.
I've had this thought as an ex-programmer, current programmer. If you had these tools when you were first getting started compared to what you have, do you think that would have made a difference?
It would have made a huge difference. I think that, and I mentioned this, I think, in a segment yesterday, I think that those first few months of being a developer are scary because getting something to work, and I mentioned this with Thomas, is hard. And there's so many concepts from getting your local development environment to work, from understanding the syntax of the code, from getting these real errors, right? Copilot would have been an absolute game changer.
Yep.
All right, so Damo, before you head back out to keep doing laps around the YBCA, where can people find you today?
Look, where will I be? Same as yesterday, you name it. I will be at the GitHub merch store. I'm going to maybe tease when I'm going to be there as well. You've seen I've been trying to give stuff away.
Yes, I love it.
Yep, I'll be at the hub right behind us. I'll go take some pictures in front of that gigantic statue that's sitting in the garden there. I can't wait to be back here, like the end of the day, to wrap it all up this afternoon as well.
Absolutely. And speaking of wrap-ups, earlier today, I watched a very interesting announcement video that's going to play at the end of today's keynote.
You know, I feel like we said the exact same thing yesterday, and everybody went wild about the Copilot workspace videos, so you know what that means. You got to stay tuned in.
Absolutely. And, you know, there's no telling what the announcement's going to be like, but it's worth sticking around to watch.
You said sticking again. Is that still a hint?
Maybe.
Damo, I think your mic is still malfunctioning,
really?
so we can't hear you that well.
Hear you,
But look, that's going to do it for us here in the Universe studio. We're going to see you right back here after Inbal Stormy and the team wrap things up in the theater.
Please welcome Inbal Shani.
Good morning, Universe! Welcome to day 2. Although if you're like me, every day feels like day 1. Raise your hand if this is the first time you've been here with us in Universe. Amazing, so many new faces, welcome. I hope you're having fun. Now, raise your hand if you've been here with us in 2022. Nice, welcome back. So last year, I was sitting where you're all sitting today. It was 1 week before my journey with GitHub started. I was looking all around, and I was so amazed by our GitHub community and how amazing you all are. I'm here with you today, celebrating my first year here in GitHub. And I couldn't be more excited by all the things that you have achieved on our platform. I have been a developer my entire career, and I know what it takes to do your job. You have to love and build. You have to love and experiment, and you have to think beyond today. I know for me, I've always wanted to explore and see what was possible. So I started my career as an applied scientist, and I built avionics systems in the aerospace industry. Ever since then, I worked in the aerospace industry, in the automotive industry. I built self-driving cars and robots. I tuned models and domains in NLP. I developed web and app, and most recently in AWS, I had the chance to grow cloud and modern compute and containers, focusing on developer experience. One thing I'm convicted about, developer happiness and developer productivity strongly depend on dev tools and dev environment. From writing embedded software to the infinite resources of the cloud, how you get your work done is critical for your success. So I made it my mission to build the best developer tools in the market to help build the GitHub platform to empower each and every one of you to be at the center of innovation. So we're here today talking about my passion and our platform mission, one that requires mindset around value and what matters most. This morning, you will hear how we're going to talk about GitHub and enabling you and your organization to place developer experience at the center of human progress. There are 3 ways that we're enabling you. 1, because developer experience is foundational to innovation. We focus on optimizing all aspects of developer experience so you can deliver even more meaningful value. 2nd, tomorrow's businesses will require a fundamentally different approach to development. We're helping you prioritize the developer experience throughout the software development lifecycle, across any environment and any organization. And 3rd, we're enabling the next generation of skill set and education, focusing on open source, education, and enterprise communities. So you will be ready to staff and build on the systems of tomorrow. Let's start with our commitment to developer experience. As you've heard yesterday, GitHub is the world's most trusted and adopted AI-powered developer platform, empowering organizations to unlock innovation at scale. We are fundamentally changing software development. For us, AI is foundational across the entire software development lifecycle, where we are focusing on meeting developer needs, your needs, at every second in the development process, meeting you where you are and when you are. The benefits of AI-powered developer experience are infinite. An efficient workflow on our platform isn't just a business asset. It is a catalyst for developer happiness and ultimately solution to the world's toughest problem. And now, you're going to hear more about how GitHub is raising the bar on developer experience. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of Universe. Woo! I am super thrilled to be back with all of you on day 2, and even more thrilled to be able to talk about something that I am personally very passionate about, and that's developer experience. Typically, I've seen this phrase mean different things to different people, but for me personally, it really means keeping all of us as developers in the zone, in our flow state, by doing 3 things. Number 1, having best-in-class collaboration experiences so you can collaborate with your team no matter where they're at. Number 2, embedding security right into the developer workflow so you can ship secure code from the start. And number 3, helping all of us as developers go from idea to production as quickly as possible. So let's dive into each of these in more detail. We know that millions of you are working hard to ensure better collaboration for your teams that are likely spread across the world. GitHub's suite of collaboration features, including pull requests, issues, and discussions, make it easier to manage complex projects so that you can scale no matter how distributed your team is. And at every step of the way to achieving your goals, whether they're big or small, GitHub's built-in project planning and tracking tools help you quickly collaborate and prioritize activities so you can stay on track and hit your milestones. Now, of course, all of these collaboration features are there for you, no matter what language, framework, or deployment platform you choose to use. In fact, because at GitHub we're not only cloud and platform neutral, We are dedicated to being the home for you and all developers from all walks of life and experiences. So you can be rest assured that no matter what you choose to build next, we will always have the broad support of tools, languages, and deployment platforms that you need. Secondly, to maximize your developer experience, we bake in security into the developer workflow with GitHub Advanced Security, so you can protect what you build and ship secure software right from the start. Now, unlike traditional application security solutions, GitHub Advanced Security makes it easy for developers to identify and fix vulnerabilities without leaving your flow state. So what does this really translate to in the real world? Well, by embedding security into the developer workflow with GitHub, developers like yourselves all over the world fixed security vulnerabilities more than 7 times faster than the industry average. And you all did it at scale. This year alone, you fixed 32 million security issues. Bravo to all of you. That is something for you to be super proud of. And you did that by using GitHub Advanced Security's core features of code scanning, secret scanning, and supply chain security. So let's briefly look at each of these capabilities. With code scanning, you are empowered to prevent vulnerabilities in your code with automatic security checks and remediation guidance right in your pull request. And now, with the power of AI, code scanning is scaling your ability to fix vulnerabilities by suggesting AI-powered code fixes for you. I cannot wait for you to try out this feature. But we didn't stop there. You've been telling us what you needed, and we listened. We know some of the costliest security exploits in the past year came from leaked secrets. And it's challenging to prevent this. With secret scanning, you can seamlessly prevent secrets exposures of more than 200 token types across all of GitHub. And yes, that includes comments, discussions, and other text fields that are outside of your code. I mean, because we all know that code is not the only place that secrets get leaked. And as Thomas showed you yesterday, we're giving secret scanning a bit of an AI boost as well. So now you can accurately prevent the exposure of unstructured secrets like passwords and more easily build custom secret patterns to detect secrets that are unique to your organization. On top of all of this, we know that the safety of your applications relies on your ability to safely use open source. And this requires visibility, detection, and remediation help. And this is exactly why we've enabled dependency scanning available cost-free to open source communities so we can secure the world's software together. But the key here is we don't just tell you if you have a problem. By using Dependabot, we also automatically provide a possible solution so your team can stay up to date with security updates and remediate faster. You get the built-in advantage that Dependabot alerts are powered by our own advisory database, which is not only professionally curated by the GitHub Security Lab, but thanks to our special relationship with the open source community and our role as the largest independent issuer of CVEs, you get alerted much faster and with a lot more context. Yeah. And don't worry, security teams. We are dedicated to helping you optimize your security program and your security posture on GitHub as well. I completely get how difficult it is to understand your security posture across thousands of repositories and a growing number of those repositories. And so today, we have new security overview dashboards that enable precise and effective prioritization so you can manage security risks, ensure compliance, and retain the trust of your customers. Now, building on supercharging collaboration and embedding security into your workflow, the third part of helping you go from idea to production in minutes is supporting you with the right solutions to help you scale, automate, and stay in your flow state. So developers, I know you all can relate. Context switching is the absolute worst. It is mentally and emotionally draining, but it's too often our reality. A recent study found that it takes 23 minutes of uninterrupted focus time until a game developer hits their flow state, where they can do actual and real coding. And well, it takes me way longer, but I will spare you guys those details. But really, our goal is to make it seamless for you to stay in your flow state from the start. And that starts with your development environment. With GitHub Codespaces, you have an instant environment to code, run, test, debug, and more, all without having to set up a local machine. This makes it easy to quickly review and test that pull request that your colleague needs so urgently without interfering with your own current work. And now that you have all your work, your creativity captured in your code base, you want to get it out there. And hence, with GitHub Actions, it's easy to build and deploy your application to your target environment without having to spend days to acquire, set up, and maintain infrastructure to host your own CI/CD solution. And as the leading CI/CD solution on the planet, GitHub Actions also supports you with a fantastic community that has over 20,000 actions in the marketplace. This helps you automate all aspects of your developer workflow, ultimately letting you reduce your cognitive load and streamline your team's processes. When you're automating everything, we know that scale is critical to helping you meet your goals. While GitHub Actions can run on your own machines, we've seen the ease, the flexibility, and the scalability of our hosted runners grow more and more popular. So we have invested in extending your options with our hosted runner fleet. Now, on top of the standard hosted runners for Linux, Windows, and Mac OS, this year we also made larger hosted runners available for you to purchase. And we've been busy adding machine types to our larger hosted runner pool. Our new GPU-based machines enable graphic and machine learning workloads, giving you instant access to one of the most in-demand hardware types in our industry right now. And I'm super excited to announce that our new hosted runners for dedicated ARM-based hardware will now give you physical access to our latest ARM instruction sets, meaning faster builds for software targeting ARM devices, along with the confidence of being able to validate your builds on real ARM hardware. Yeah. This will be broadly available for you to use in 2024, so stay tuned. And last but not least, we have heard you loud and clear when you've said that you need to build and test on Apple Silicon. So today, I am pleased to announce that you can get access to our new M1 Mac OS larger hosted runners that are all GPU enabled by default. Now, we've been using the new M1 larger runners to build and test our native mobile application and saw our build times reduce from 42 minutes to 23 minutes. Now, those are the results that we really strive for. But building out all of the infrastructure to support these new larger hosted runners is no small feat for our engineering teams. So we wanted to give you a little bit of a sneak peek into how they do it.
Christina here from GitHub, and this looks like an unassuming office park, but inside is something very, very cool, and that is where we are building the racks for brand new M1 macOS runners. This has been a long time coming. I know that people have been wanting the Apple Silicon runners for a long time.
These M1 runners are so much faster. Our team is working hard behind the lines to reduce the time to bring the latest chipsets and OSs to our customers. Come, let's go check them out. This is a test rack. You can see all these tags, they're being tested before they're ready for production. And then behind us is a finished rack. So it's getting ready to be boxed up and shipped into our data center, where it's pretty much, plug and play. So this is where it starts. Your Mac Mini. I have a few of these at home. I have a few of these in my closet. But have you wondered what's on the inside? So here are the fans. This is where the power goes. This is a custom networking board that our vendors have built for us. And these all go in here, these splits. You can pop one off, pop it back in, makes it really easy to debug. And there's 10 of these here. Exactly. So totally 60 in a rack. 60. Very cool. So by the time we watch this, it's possible that if you're running a GitHub action on a Mac OS M1 runner, it could be for one of these. Yeah, your job might literally be running in one of these machines in the sled. Yes.
Please welcome Shubha Rao.
Good morning, universe. It's exciting for me to see GitHub is bringing innovation to providing developers with the best experience ever to get to the flow state. But we also deeply care about developers within large organizations, the ones who take on the task of managing tooling or platform infrastructure or just GitHub administration. Raise your hand if that's you. Thank you for being here. As your strategic partner, we are committed to enabling you to bring GitHub innovation to your organization in a secure, easy to manage, and a compliant manner. And the first step to managing that, the first step to adopting all of that is to adopt GitHub. And migrating your entire development environment is going to be hard, but we are committed to helping you make it easier. And that's why we are excited to bring migration tooling, generally available now for Bitbucket and for Azure DevOps. With our tools, you can bring your data and workflows to GitHub. It's now even easier to leverage the productivity, the security, and the AI features that you just heard about from GitHub Platform so that your teams can build together. Once in a single working environment, ensuring consistency across your teams while making it easy to collaborate is key. So let's now look into the compliance controls that we are implementing for organizations, repositories, and users. It can be very difficult for administrators to manage their entire GitHub footprint, especially if you started with multiple organizations and teams. And we bring all the controls required together in what we call enterprise accounts, which now has expanded customer coverage. With a centralized enterprise account, you have a single point of visibility, and you can enforce policies for across your organizations. Let's now look at how to manage users. Many of you want to automate user onboarding and offboarding using your identity providers. And 2 years ago, we launched support for using your IDPs to manage and create GitHub user accounts. And we call this Enterprise Managed Users, or more affectionately, EMUs. EMUs started with support for Okta and Azure Active Directory. And we are actively expanding coverage for that. So we recently GA'd Ping Federate Identity Connector support. And this universe, we are bringing broader support for a larger set of IDPs by providing support for SCIM APIs. And now you can use any IDP of your choice with GitHub. Now, once you have users, you can customize their access and with granular permissions. You can now create granular access permissions in your roles in your organizations and use them in assigning permissions for repositories. And if you wanted to give restricted access to users outside your organization, for example, when you work with them on special projects, you can now do it by creating guest collaborators within your private organizations. So more and more developers are using and switching between enterprise identity and a personal account while using GitHub. And starting today, you can use account switch right in github.com to easily switch between your, to contribute both to open source and to your internal repository. So we looked at organizations and users. Let's now look into how to manage repositories. We are bringing the ability to attach key value metadata to each repository, and we call this custom properties. These custom properties can be used to enforce certain requirements across your repos. And we are pleased to introduce general availability of repository rules. So these rules allow your teams to create and manage branch protection. That's controlling when your code can be merged into main or when it can be deployed. So this release also introduces a new rule that allows you to examine commit messages and make sure that teams are all documenting change consistently across your organization. With these, we are enabling you to do compliance at scale throughout your organizations. In its beta period, it was already very popular with open source repositories. We see that more than 1 in 5 open source repositories are already using these. So it's not just GitHub Enterprise Cloud that gets all the love. We are also bringing that and making it easier for you to manage your own GitHub Enterprise server. So in our most recent release, that's 3.10, we brought new features such as projects in GA, deployment protection rules, and fine-grained personal access tokens. And I'm pleased to say that we've been speeding up the cadence of bringing new features into GitHub Enterprise Server with quarterly releases. In the coming days, you'll be seeing the release candidate of GitHub Enterprise Server 3.11 available. And in that, we are bringing features such as the rule sets, one-click code scanning setup, and also new CLI for management. And now, let's see what's coming into GitHub Copilot. We know that many of your organizations are working across concerns related to how you use generative AI in your tooling. And to address this, we are bringing new policies and features to make it easier for you. And many of them include IP indemnity protection. This is backed by the Microsoft Copilot copyright commitment. A public code filter to make sure that Copilot cannot make suggestions that match public code repos. Security vulnerability filter that prevents incorrect and insecure coding patterns from being used in suggestions. And lastly, launching today is content exclusions. So these features, the content exclusion enables you to prevent certain files and repositories from being used in doing the suggestion generation by Copilot. So with these features, you can leverage the power of AI without giving up on the governance and policy requirements of your organizations. So with all this, we are seeing an explosion of innovation, not just in open source projects, not just in private repos, but also in repositories that are using generative AI. And now, let's show you some of our amazing customers and how they're using GitHub.
Welcome to Canada, Argentina, Germany, the Netherlands, Bangalore, India, and the United States. We spent time with customers around the world to see how GitHub's platform helps to accelerate innovation and improve the developer experience.
We all know that happy developers build happy products. And what makes developers happy is when the flow is very easy and it's easy to do the right thing.
This year, we've had over 3 million GitHub actions executed. If each of those actions saved a developer a minute, then we've achieved 16 million in cost avoidance.
I have definitely felt improvements of around 50% in iteration time with GitHub Copilot. Is writing your first comment and then having the autocomplete system write the entire script was quite an amazing experience.
GitHub is a very integral partner to what we are doing at Infosys.
So when I very first time used GitHub Copilot, I was amazed and surprised. It basically solves majority of my day-to-day problem because Copilot helps to generate code and it helps me to accelerate my software development and productivity, not only for me, for my engineering team.
Over 60% of our engineering function is regularly using Copilot to develop faster. That means what they were working on can happen sooner, it can happen more easily.
What gets me most excited with GitHub is that you can try out new stuff every day. We can communicate with each other, see each other's code. This means that we can develop much faster and iterate more.
Using GitHub Advanced Security, we make sure that every line of code is secure and ready to go to production.
Before GitHub, we had a lot of different version control systems across multiple companies, and all of them were siloed. What we did with GitHub is we managed to get everyone within one version control system, but also a developer platform that allowed us to collaborate together more effectively. Because GitHub is this open place where you have both open source stuff, but you also have companies running on it, most developers are familiar with it.
That is for us a huge advantage because we do not have to explain GitHub itself. We can concentrate on the stuff that we do with that.
I strongly believe that our pace of innovation is going to rapidly increase due to our partnership with GitHub.
Thanks to GitHub and to you, our customers are experiencing increased collaboration, generating secure code, increasing productivity, and creating developer happiness. Let's build from here.
Please welcome Inbal Shani and Jer McMahon.
Hey, Jer.
Well, how are you
Welcome
doing?
to Universe. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. And how
How
are you?
enjoying Universe so far?
It's actually fantastic. I think I heard of something called Copilot.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Seems pretty interesting.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I asked Jared to join us today to talk about Fidelity's amazing transformation journey in adopting GitHub throughout the software development lifecycle. So maybe to kickstart, Jared, tell us about your role in Fidelity and what's the team that you're leading.
Yeah, so everyone, my name is Jer McMahon from Fidelity Investments, and I lead up a group we call ALM Tools and Platforms. So we manage all of the SDLC tools that developers use every day to, ideate, to create, and ultimately deliver, what our customers want in beautiful solutions, services, and products. So that's my role, and we try to create delightful customers.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you helped do the transformation for GitHub in our conversation before throughout the software development lifecycle, where you've introduced security tools, also AI tools. Can you walk us through how Fidelity is adopting GitHub across the development lifecycle?
Yeah, so when we look at, when you go back to traditional data centers, you have all this networking, you have all this, it provides the boundaries where people can develop safe. There might have been in more waterfall development methods. So we've looked as we've modernized, as part of our cloud transformation, we've also tried to modernize the development process. So we've really transformed it. So how do we allow teams focus or developers focus on the business value and reduce the amount of time they're spending on getting their applications into production, going through all this, whether it's a review or a security process or a scan, and just reduce that all on so the platform can take care of that on their behalf.
Amazing. And we talked a little bit about the thing that is called Copilot, generative AI. Not a big hype right now, but you were one of the early adopters. Would you mind sharing with the audience here, what were your learnings and how did you went about it?
Yeah, so it's like, like every developer, right? It's the real cool tool. You get into it, it's so exciting, and your imagination just starts running wild. But how do we bring it back to, it is a tool that helps enable us write better software. It allows us to create software that our customers want to use and put their hands on. So it's really, really important that we help the teams focus on what our customers touch, so they're happy customers, and then, Copilot then can help with things under the covers. So, from simple things like how do you create something within our standard, right? So how does it learn from the context, and how does it say, hey, create the Fidelity API, for example? Right. So we can actually bootstrap things that have already got our best practices and our standards already built in. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're really focused on, is helping the developer accelerate, but also helping for them to create in a way that it complies with our blueprints and our policies.
Right, and when you start, we heard from some of our customers, some of them are wow because it's written software in the speed of their own mind, but for you, when you went through the adoption of Copilot, did you encounter any challenges, any pushback, or what was the reaction for the developers?
So, well, not so much from developers. I think they really want to use it. It's kind of, we worked day one, so when we started off looking at bringing in Copilot, the first people I started with was our cybersecurity team, our enterprise technology and risk team, and our legal team. So not the most funnest people who might want to adopt this product, but they were the real people we needed to convince. I think developers are already convinced, right? They're talking about generative AI. We see that everywhere in the world, in our day jobs and in your workplace. So it was really making them comfortable, bringing them along on a journey, what it is, and actually doing, showing them. So I actually sat down and actually demoed it to them, and then we talked through how the workflow went, what was the request process, where the data lived, where it didn't live, and it was just really important to make them comfortable with how it worked. So and then it was just, once we were comfortable there, then it's to bring the developers on board.
Right, and we heard from some of the customers that sometimes it's a bottom-up, like the request will come from software developers, sometimes it's a top-down. Anything you want to share with the audience in terms of advice, how you went through this transformation, not just Copilot, but fully standardized on GitHub across software development lifecycle?
Yes, the first thing we did, well, in Copilot in particular, the first thing we did was we just ran a playground exercise. So we had a number of licenses, and we just gave it to developers to play with.
Right.
There was no real requirements on them, and it was just generally to get feedback. We're currently in the middle of a second one of them, but we're actually doing very specific experiments, very specific test cases. So to get into the program, you must have a set of use cases, a set of test cases. So we really want to see how our customers can benefit from bringing a tool like Copilot into the organization. And then in other parts of the platform where we look at it is like Copilot allows, we've heard it allows you Gen AI allows you to go faster. Right? It accelerates the development process. But we know from writing code, to get that into production, there's a number of stages and steps and things along the way. So if you're going faster on the left side of the house and you've got all this friction and all this other things and along the way to get it into production, are you just meeting that friction faster?
Yeah.
So we've really focused on the platform, and some of the cool announcements this morning, which make me happier than Copilot, is how do we automate all of that policy, how do we automate that so as developers we can support them going as fast as they want, but without them tripping over.
We're always happy to make our customers happy. So thank you for saying that. Also, you and I, in our previous conversation, we chat about kind of the next generation of software development and how the industry is going to react and behave after the revolution of AI, generalized AI, bringing more and more software development, bringing more AI across the software development lifecycle. Anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, so it's, I think it's just part of our lives, and I think it's, it's funny, I got 4 daughters, a couple of them work in university doing computer science, and it's part of their curriculum, right? It's how they're using, it's how they're going to grow up, and it's how they're going to, when they come into the workplace, it's just going to be a tool. Yeah. And they're so comfortable in using these. So I think it's, like how do we do security, right? So being able to, there's a vulnerability, and we saw yesterday about the ability now for Copilot to help us, open the PR with the recommended fix, versus a developer spending hours, maybe or minutes, depending how good their Google skills are. What's the CVE? What's the right version to upgrade it to? Is that all good? And so bringing that in where we can to help us get faster to a good outcome.
Yeah, well, I'm going to throw at you a question. A few weeks back, I was asked, what would be the best advice that you can give a student that is currently going through computer science or computer engineering or even applied math? What they should think about as they're going through their university career? Are there other things that it will be good for them to focus outside their normal courses?
The normal courses, yeah. I think it's understanding. At the end of the day, we write code to deliver products and services, and and it's a craft, right? And I think about it as, if there's an engineer and they're designing a beautiful building, they're looking at that. So I think it's really critical that they think about their craft, think about the products and services, and the outcomes they're delivering for the customers. It's not tech for tech. Right. It's actually delivering things, that people use in their everyday lives. Right. So I think it's making sure they understand the business, understanding the customer, having fun. With this, it's, we work a lot of our lives, so it's really, really important to have fun with it. And it's collaboration, right? I think, we're as we get involved with the open source community, you learn from others. You collaborate with others. You just learn a huge amount through collaborating with others. So I think that's, getting involved in open source projects or getting involved in community-based projects, I think is a fantastic way, not just to learn of the skill itself, but also how to work with other people.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your amazing transformation journey for Fidelity and for all the advice that you have given our audience here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Please welcome Stormy Peters.
To build a brighter future, we all need to invest today. Take a look at your favorite open source software projects and ask yourself, how much are they worth to you? What can you do to support them, either through code, documentation, raising awareness, or providing funding? What can you do to make our community a welcoming place for everyone? Because open source software should be available to everyone. And it's important that we make sure that everyone is included in that future. GitHub Actions is the #1 CI/CD engine powering the world of development. And that goes for open source software too. Just in the last 12 months, we have provided over 7 billion minutes of build time for free to open source software projects on GitHub. But that's not enough. As the home for open source, we need to help more support reach the open source software community. That's why we launched GitHub Sponsors. GitHub Sponsors allows individuals and companies to invest in the open source software they depend on and want to support. In April this year, we made organization-funded sponsorships available to all. And while we've been busy building, you've been busy investing. More than 4,200 organizations now use GitHub Sponsors to fund open source. Thank you on behalf of all the maintainers that you support. While many of our developers are funded directly through GitHub Sponsors, in order to support multi-person projects, some open source projects are activated with our partner, Open Collective, to help distribute the investment among all of the maintainers. Individual developers and influencers also wanted more models of funding, including freemium models, where greater support can open up new levels of access and benefits. So we added GitHub private repos to GitHub Sponsors, meaning that maintainers can provide additional value to those companies that are sponsoring them. And now we are partnering with Patreon to provide additional funding opportunities for developers on GitHub, and we'll continue to add new partners. With the new Patreon integration, you can link your GitHub and Patreon accounts to recognize and reward the people who support your work. We also recently announced that we have welcomed an additional 35 new regions from around the globe. With this expansion, GitHub Sponsors is now available in 103 regions. That means people around the world can receive benefit for their open source software work. I've spent my career focused on how to make open source available to everyone. While I've been incredibly privileged to have companies support me in doing that, this has only been an option available to a few until now. GitHub is truly making tooling more available so that enterprises can see across their open source software dependencies and the maintainers whose work they depend on. At the same time, we're focused on expanding the number of people who can afford to invest their time in the open source software community. To help people turn their open source ideas into open source businesses, we launched GitHub Accelerator. Last year, we invested $400,000 into these projects to give them the space and resources to decide if taking their project and turning it into a company would make sense for them. I'm pleased to say that this was such a success that we will be launching a new and second round of GitHub Accelerator. Coming in early 2024, we'll be bringing the next group of projects and companies together to learn from each other and from the best in the industry about building sustainable business models around open source software projects. Not only will we bring the people together for this life-changing program, we will be providing over $400,000 of investment to those projects to allow them to decide how they want to grow. To build a brighter future, we all need to invest in today. At GitHub, we're investing heavily to make a better developer experience. To do that, we need to make sure that the best tools are available to the next generation of software engineers and their teachers. That's why in 2014, we launched the GitHub Student Pack. And today, we have GitHub Education. I believe there's some GitHub Education folks in the house. We have some students. If you see them around in red hoodies, please say hi. More than 5 million learners have made their start in programming with GitHub Education. Over 80 partners provide free and discounted tooling to GitHub teachers and students through GitHub Education and the GitHub Student and Teacher Packs. We help teachers to build, share, and mark assignments with GitHub Classroom. Universities around the world are taking advantage of GitHub Codespaces and GitHub Actions to get their learners up and running quickly with fully containerized development environments in the cloud. This enables learning for many that previously had no access to a powerful development environment. The developer experience of the future is undoubtedly going to be powered by AI. And we've all seen the benefits of GitHub Copilot in helping you learn new languages and new libraries. But just like when the calculator was introduced, it's important that students learn when AI can assist their productivity and how to use it as a tutor. Not just providing the answer, but teaching them how to code. With AI tools, education has changed. And we need to help people understand the right way to use these powerful new tools. That's why we've made GitHub Copilot free for teachers, students, and maintainers of the most popular open source software projects. Since we've launched GitHub Copilot, more than 500,000 teachers, students, and open source software maintainers have taken advantage of the best AI tooling for free. This is all part of our commitment as the home for all developers so that every single one of you can continue to innovate towards human progress. Thank you. And let's watch a story about what's possible when we include everybody.
My name is Becky. I started playing video games when I was 3. I guess technology allows me to control the software interfaces, and it means that this is one of the few things I can do totally independently.
We still have the majority of designers and programmers as young, fit, non-disabled men. And in order to produce more inclusive technology, we need people who have an understanding of the diversity of what it means to be human.
iMine was built as a fork of the OptiKey project, which is written by a guy called Julius Sweetland, published to GitHub. We're not going to return anything, so that's a void. Okay, are you happy with what's happening in this method now?
Good.
Brilliant. Let's make this commit here and then we'll push it to GitHub, okay?
I am now coding some new mods myself to be incorporated into the iMine interface in the future. I am loving it. It makes me feel valued and respected. Analua shows that it is possible to overcome the barriers of disability and achieve at the top levels of academia. It helped me to realize what I could potentially achieve in a workplace, and it gave me a way to give something back to the disabled gaming community. It has been amazing, and it has allowed me to show the world just what someone with severe disabilities can achieve. I hope to open up many more opportunities for disabled people in the world of gaming and communication.
Wow. Thank you, Becky. Thank you for sharing your incredible journey, your incredible story with all of us. It strongly reminds us on why we're all here, how our GitHub community is enabling more builders like you to bring your gifts to the world. We're incredibly proud of our one platform that makes such a difference to any community, to any enterprise, no matter where you are with your journey, modernizing, shifting left, or doing away with technical debt. We all want to make an impact. We're all here to make an impact. We believe that GitHub is your platform and your partner at every second of the development lifecycle. You know, while our peers are putting AI in their offering as wrappers, we believe that our platform is fundamentally changing the way we all innovate. Or the way I like to think about our community, one platform for 100 million users. There are 3 ways that we're enabling. First, because developer experience is foundational to innovation, we're focusing on optimizing all aspects of developer experience to help equip you and your organization to succeed. Second, because tomorrow's businesses are going to need fundamentally different approach than today, one that prioritizes the developer experience throughout the software development lifecycle, across any environment inside an organization. And third, we're enabling the next generation of skill set across open source, education, and enterprise community, so you will be ready to staff and build for the systems of tomorrow. When we opened this conversation today, I talked about my own ambition to make an impact. I looked everywhere. I looked to infrastructure, and I looked to the skies. I decided that the best way to scale what I know about building is that it takes a team. So I want to say thank you. Thank you, developers. Thank you, students. And thank you, leaders, for all the risk that you take and all the ideas that you pursue on our platform. Enjoy the rest of the universe, and I will channel my inner Thomas and say one last thing. See you next year.
Hello, everyone, and wow, what a way to start day 2 at Universe. If you didn't wake up excited about software development, well, I'm willing to bet that Inbal, Stormy, and the rest of that keynote probably put a big smile on your face.
I've had a big smile on my face all morning, especially during that keynote, and I think that you put it perfectly, Christina. This is essentially what makes an event like Universe so valuable. You come for the technical excellence, and you keep coming back because of the motivational and uplifting moments like we saw there in the keynote. And something that really stood out to me was that GitHub Universe Day 2 is all about why we are here. That keynote highlighted the exact reason that we're here today, and that is to make an impact on the world and human progress. Through programs like GitHub Sponsors and the other parts of the developer outreach program that Stormy runs, millions of teachers, students, and open source maintainers have taken advantage of AI on the GitHub platform. That's an enormous investment from GitHub in terms of compute, bandwidth, storage, and GPU capacity.
Yeah, no, those were really great moments, Anwan, and it's really fascinating to see after so many years of existing as, a platform, GitHub is still putting so much time and energy into innovating and making so many breakthroughs when it comes to increasing developer productivity. Absolutely. And, trying to do this without sacrificing or degrading the developer experience. Yesterday was essentially nonstop social media engagement around GitHub Universe, and this morning has been no different. So let's just go ahead and share a couple of reactions that we saw during the keynote.
That's right. That's right. We have this reaction here. Our own Kadesha, who was amazing in yesterday's keynote, presented great, looked amazing, is just really saying that, yeah, this is a nice little funny thing that happened during the keynote.
Yeah, no, she's comparing this to being like, day 2 sports fans know what's up, and she's right. Like day 2 came just as hard as day 1.
Exactly, exactly. And then we go here to Hirona, who's in Japan, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
That's right. And then we have Eric Window has found the secret room at GitHub headquarters. It's an amazing space there. If you can find it, you should definitely take a picture on it. It is very Instagram worthy.
I love it.
Amazing, amazing. And then we have Zixia, who has one of these handy badges that are programmable. You mentioned this yesterday. You can program the badge. It's e-ink and allows you to have this permanent on display. And I think that Sia Dickerson is asking, what is this about? Sia, hey, you can @ me and I will explain everything to you because I want everyone to know what Universe is all about because it's all about awesomeness.
It is, @Anwan, that's what you need to do.
That's right. So now let's check in with some of the people who were there in the YBCA Theater and get their reaction to this big kickoff to day 2.
Hey folks, I am here, in the YBCA. I'm actually in the YBCA gallery at the moment. I was doing a little bit of programming, had a couple of little problematic programming questions, and so I thought I'd come and ask the ducks. They usually help me with my programming questions. Look, I ran into somebody who is here on behalf of AppWrite. This is my friend Diana Pham. Diana, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me, and hi everyone at home.
So for those who don't know, AppWrite won the Phenomenal Education Partner Award yesterday, I believe. One of the awards that we give out at GitHub Universe for partners who are really big into education, lots of opportunities for teachers and schools and things like that. But for the people at home, Diana, what is AppWrite?
So AppWrite is a back-end as a service platform. So if you need any help just, doing the heavy lifting there, that's what AppWrite is for. So you can just focus on like the business logic and the front-end stuff. Recently, they just came out with AppWrite Cloud Beta. And so if you have an app where you want to include some features like WhatsApp messaging with Vonage or just adding like Stripe payments, then it'll help out with that.
Yeah, that is awesome. Now, this area, so the area we're in now, they were just playing the keynote over there. We were having a little bit of a look at it. There's some amazing stuff announced. I want to talk about the spots here because I did say to the audience at home that if you're not here, we're going to try and bring you some of that. This gallery is featuring local artists. It's called Bay Area Now, is the show that is on at the moment. We've got some stuff over here, and I'm going to, come with me. We just want to have a look. Some of these pieces of art over here are pretty amazing. So I was going to show people some of the backstage stuff. The other thing I'm going to do is give away prizes, right? And I'm going to grab, excuse me, can I give you some free stuff? Yeah. That is my first question. All right. Diana, do you want to do this? Oh, I've been doing this before. So what I'll do is, and I need to remember to use my mic. So I'll get you to read that. So the way this works, we give you a quiz. You have to get 0 of them correct to win a prize. So Diana's going to read this quiz for you. See if you can answer it as best you can, and I'll be here to give the prize away. All right.
Okay, awesome. So code or DJ. So I'm going to give you a list of names, and you tell me if it's the name of an obscure coding language or a rave DJ. All right?
All right. Good. A rain teacher.
All right. So first one is A-Track.
Yes.
Is it a language or a DJ?
Okay, can you repeat it again?
So we need to know whether it's a language or a DJ. I think it's a track.
It's a DJ. Is it?
It is. Okay, so Flowmatic.
This would be the last
It's a language.
A language. Oh, wow, that's 2 from 2. That's amazing. Okay, look, we are going to give you a prize. I'm going to give you a little trophy as well. We're going to come back to you in the studio because I think we've got some pretty exciting stuff coming up. Christina, what's going on?
Yes, actually, thank you so much, Damo. We are now joined in the live stream studio by none other than COO of GitHub, Mr. Kyle Daigle. Kyle, I think everyone knows this is true. You're like the actual guy who keeps like all the trains running at GitHub. like, look, we all love Thomas, but like we know that like you're like actually. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me.
So good to have you now, Kyle, COO, big job. One of the big parts of that big job is GitHub Universe. And tell the audience more about what do you do to make sure that those little small touches, that user experience is so optimal for GitHub Universe.
Yeah, I mean, what's made GitHub special for so long has been the attention to detail. You know, every checkbox, every button, every page. And so we really try to bring that to GitHub Universe. We have an amazing events team run by Adam Walden, where every little piece, every snack, every donut, you know, every moment is really focused on, because that's what developers want. You know, they want that specificity to detail. It's what I want when I'm writing code. And so we want to make sure when you come to Universe, every moment feels special. It's not just jumping from talk to talk. It's finding someone in the hallway and having a great conversation and then having a snack right there. That's a perfect, you know, pick-me-up to keep you going through the rest of the day.
Amazing. I think Oprah said that attention to details mean that you care.
Yeah, completely. I mean, we do care. And so every moment that the events team works on is really just focused on ensuring that it's a special moment for you if you've come all the way out here to join us. But then also for everyone at home, you know, we want to make sure the remote experience is just as special and good. And the folks that are watching from home get to experience you two and things that the rest of us that are here, you know, on site also don't get to experience.
Absolutely.
We love this, and we appreciate the attention to detail. And okay, yesterday you had your own session talking about attention to detail, about how GitHub is using AI. So first of all, I want to hear a little more about this, but then I want to kind of get your hot take on how other companies should be folding AI into their current workflows.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as the COO of GitHub, my job is to help hubbers do their best work every single day. And while GitHub Copilot has been so great and helped our developers, I want to make sure that regardless of what you're working on, that you have every tool you need. And so we've been bringing AI into other parts of the business. You know, we're helping IT. You can get more of your questions answered automatically. You can reset your 2FA without having to talk to anyone. And so for me, the things I look at is you got to start small. Find things that work, measure them, and then roll it out to the entire company, you know. I think for other folks, it's finding tools that keep you in the flow. No one wants to go to another website or another app. You know, that's why most of our IT workflows are in Slack. That's where we all chat. You're going to ask someone a question. AI can help you there. And then I think the thing that we don't talk about enough with AI is how much it can help you learn while you're doing your day-to-day job, right? It's like a dream. We always talk about learning and development. Everyone does. But it's a dream to be able to do it truly on the job while you're putting in a ticket. You know what I mean? To be able to learn a little bit more in that moment. And so for anyone, it's start small, keep it in the flow, and don't underestimate the ability to learn via AI.
Yes. Yeah, so good, so good. I think people often sleep on the fact that building software is a learning experience.
Yes.
Now, Kyle, you're CEO of GitHub, but you're one of the OGs over at GitHub, right? So you've been, I believe, to every single GitHub Universe that we've ever put on.
Wow.
And I'm sure that they've all been unique, but what makes this one so special?
Yeah, I mean, this one is special because in person, we've taken over the kind of the entirety of YBCA, you know, and both the Blue Cross Theater and YBCA, so it's so much bigger. I think that the people that are here are so excited to be here. You know, it feels like there's a moment happening in, you know, there's been other moments like that. I think when JavaScript became the like lingua franca for developers, that was another universe where it was a moment for everyone. But I think, you know, you mentioned all the attention to detail. We want you to have a good time. We want people to come in and have a good time, learn something, go back to your job, you know, and do some great work, but really make connections with each other.
Absolutely. So amazing. Yeah, that connection is so important.
No, I totally agree. I mean, you were talking about the hallway conversations and having a snack right there. That's one of my favorite things about Universe is that I can walk outside and immediately run into, you know, 5 or 6 people just while I'm walking through, you know, and having conversation after conversation with, and that's really special. Finally, I know that you were really close to the development of the day one keynote. Like I saw you there.
Sure.
You were really, really involved. I am going to ask you to choose your favorite child. What was because we had a ton of announcements.
Yeah.
Which one are you most excited about? And,
Yeah.
you do have to pick. You can't hedge.
I won't hedge. I won't hedge. I mean, what I will say is that I think GitHub Copilot chat in github.com is the thing that I'm personally most excited about. You know, I think all the demos are absolutely killer, but for me, just being able to just stay in the PR flow or stay in a repo and just ask a question, especially as someone who doesn't code day to day anymore, was absolutely huge.
So good, so good. Kyle, you are an energy emitter. I feel like I just had a triple espresso
I was gonna
just
say.
being here.
We just got to keep you going.
Yes.
And we'll see you next year, right? We just announced at the end, right?
Yes, I saw that.
You know,
yes.
that's
Everybody's.
what's up.
So if you didn't join us this year, you got to join us next year because Kyle's going to be here and make sure that
Bigger,
all
better.
Yes, make sure all the details are even better. Kyle, thank you so much for stopping by today, and it's always great to see you. And have a great rest of your day too.
Thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing. Now, don't forget that to get the most out of your Day 2 live stream, you can see everything on the schedule over at GitHubUniverse.com. And while you're there, you can watch on-demand content from day 1. And today, you can catch sessions there 2 hours after they wrap up here at the YBCA.
And of course, stay on top of everything Universe related by going to @GitHub Universe on Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it, and then @GitHub on Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. All right, now we're about to kick off part 3 of the Universe Awards. Directly following that will be a session with GitHub's VP of Product Management, Mario Rodriguez, where he's going to talk with customers about the ways that GitHub has been fine-tuned to provide the best possible developer experience. And to do this, he's going to be showing off some of the latest and greatest new features and functions available on the GitHub platform right now.
All right, so we have just a minute left before our next segment. Let's talk about what to watch for today. Now, personally, I'm really into a session that's called Getting to Yes, how to greenlight AI in your company. I think that this is going to be, one, great title, but two, a powerful way about how you can open up the gates to AI in your company. What about you, Christine?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And actually, I also like this session because, again, great title, AI, superhero or supervillain?
Yes, Scott Hanselman is going to give his knowledge.
He is everyone's favorite developer for a reason.
Absolutely.
I saw that he already sent out like a post earlier this morning of him on his on the plane, so I can't wait for
Yes, yes. I don't think Scott has his own plane yet,
No,
but
no,
I'm sure
he doesn't,
you know
but
I know.
just, yeah.
Exactly, I saw that tweet. All right, now, those are 2 sessions that I cannot wait to see. But first, let's dive into part 3 of the Universe Awards. These awards are sponsored by the MX Master Series by Logitech, which you should know is the ultimate performance kit designed for coders. And since they're awards, we have to stand up, I think
we do.
to honor our recipients.
Now, you're going to stand. I'm
Yes.
also going to step on a box.
Look at that.
So I don't look as short next to you. That's how we do it here.
That's right. Short in stature, but high in energy. That's Christina Warren. All right, round 3 of the Universe Awards are focused on 3 GitHub partners who have done incredibly cool things this past year. And the first award of the day is the OSPO Leadership Award, which recognizes open source program offices who have demonstrated that it's not only possible to innovate in the enterprise by focusing on open source, it's essential.
That's right. And the winner is Mercedes-Benz.
All right. Hey, Mr. Wolfgang.
Hi.
All right.
Yeah.
And so this is Dr. Wolfgang Gehring, who is you lead the OSPO office at Mercedes.
At Mercedes-Benz Tech Innovation and part of the OSPO at Mercedes-Benz.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, congratulations. Second of all, I want to, if you can tell me a little bit about like the open source journey that Mercedes has been on over the last few years, and how does that intersect with your own career in open source?
Okay, so thank you so much. First of all, I mean, I'm totally overwhelmed. Thank you so much on behalf of Mercedes-Benz, of the entire OSPO. Like when we started our open source journey years ago, we would have never thought that we would receive an award for our work and from GitHub itself, right? I mean, so that's really amazing.
So cool.
So it's been a ride. It's been a fun ride, really cool journey. And the exchange with the open source world, the open source community, is just, you get to talk to the brightest minds out there, right? And so if you're not careful, you learn something new every day. Yeah, and that's what drives us, that's what drives me. It's been really great. So I mean, actually, where did I look? So thank you guys, thank you open source world and open source community for the amazing work that you do. Yeah, it's just awesome. Thanks.
That's so nice. No, I mean, that gives me chills. Seeing you get chills from this. Can you share some advice, to an enterprise that might just be starting out on their own open source journey?
Yeah, okay, so if you're at the very beginning, I would say the first thing you should do is probably found an OSPO or center of competence, however you want to call it, is officially found such an OSPO, because that sends a very strong message into your own organization, and it puts someone in charge.
Okay.
Yeah, and then get together an interdisciplinary team, and I would say for starters, start with, well, you need IT. Obviously,
right.
It's an IT topic. You need legal because that's important, and you need the legal advice. And strangely enough, a lot of times overlooked, but very important, because that's what drives the whole thing, is community management. Yeah, get these 3 kinds of people together, and then you might actually first have to learn each other's languages too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then that's very, very important. Get people who really care about open source, who truly have a passion for the subject. And then, good things will start happening, and it will go from there. You don't have to start from scratch. There are a lot of resources out there that you can rely on. But yeah, if you get the right people with the right mindset and the passion for it, then good things will start happening.
I mean, I think that's why that's a testament to Mercedes-Benz, because you clearly have the passion for it.
Yeah.
And this is why this journey has been so great to watch. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Wolfgang, before you go, I'm the Eng manager for GitHub sponsors. We've worked together on everything.
Yeah.
You've been an amazing partner, so I want to say thank you so much for all that you've done with GitHub sponsors.
Thank you guys. No, it's been really great working with you guys.
Amazing.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. And make sure you go to opensource.mercedes-benz.com to check out that amazing resource for open source intelligence and how you can also upgrade what you do through open source contributions. All right, the next award is the GitHub for Good Award. This award recognizes a nonprofit or social sector organization who has leveraged GitHub for good to empower developers to make a positive difference in the world.
And the winner is Ursula.
All right, Mikkel Duin-Frigola, the co-founder and chief scientific officer of Ursula, is accepting this award. Now, tell us a little bit about Ursula and the work that you do.
Yeah, hi. First of all, again, I'm thrilled to be here. Great honor. I'm a chemist by training, so did my PhD in molecular biology, so quite far from the developers' world. And basically what we do is we try to implement machine learning and AI tools in the global south. This means mostly sub-Saharan Africa, where there is a strong need for technology, especially in biomedicine. So we travel there, we identify their needs, and develop the necessary data science and machine learning tools so that they can do their research for the diseases that are currently being neglected.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, and if you can tell us a little bit about the motivation behind your current initiative and really your decision to form it as a nonprofit.
Right. So I come from academia.
Yeah.
I'm basically a researcher. And at some point I realized that there is huge investment in diseases that affect what we call the global north. That would be cancer, Alzheimer's, all of those non-communicable diseases that we indeed have to cure. But there's a whole set of diseases that affect the global south, the poorest country, that are being neglected by pharmaceutical companies because there's no return on investment. So there's a need from the philanthropic world and also from the public sector to develop technologies and tools that can help cure those diseases. So at some point we realized that open source and especially AI applied to biomedicine can be very helpful in these settings because this is relatively cheap compared to laboratory experiments. Yeah. And that's why we started our initiative.
Thank you, Miguel. So cool. Congratulations again. Thanks for being here.
And thanks for all your hard work.
All right. And now for the final award in this category, the DevOps Champion Award. This award recognizes GitHub's brightest customer champions who have shared their best-in-class stories and thought leadership, spotlighting how they have transformed their developer or organizations and enabled their communities to learn from their insights.
And the winner is Katie Peters. Katie.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you, congratulations. Can you tell us a little bit about your work and what has kept you busy in this past year?
Yeah, so I'm a staff developer at TELUS on the engineering productivity team. And this past year has been all about AI. And so getting everybody adopting Copilot and using it to its best ability has been my primary concern this year.
Wow, and how's that been going? Were there any challenges? Like, did you have to overcome a lot of objections, or were most people kind of into it? I'm just curious.
Most people are very excited about it.
Good to hear.
It's just a matter of getting the message out to people.
All right, Grin, congratulations, Katie. Thank you so much, and thanks for all your hard work. That is going to do it for us for part 3 of the Universe Awards, but we're going to be back with the 4th and final chapter later today. Everybody give it up one more time for the winners. Ooh.
All right, and now coming up next in the theater is a session about how to build the best possible developer experience in your organization.